I was a bit worried that I'd got completely the wrong artist for a moment. MC quells sea of restlessness, that mass of zero grace, which is only human. He has to talk over the bars or two of introit, straight up Joanna. With I've started in the wrong place, sorry. Start again. Yes, that's better. MC quells sea of restlessness, a mass of zero grace, only human. We didn't come here for this. Bars of introit, straight up grand. Bars of introit, straight up grand piano, sans samples, no effects. Let the lady play. Not quite yet the vox humana of her. Okay, it is now a haiku on my walk here just now. First one sweater day, one sunset. Oh no, start that again. First one sweater day, one sunset basket of logs, two blankets suffice at night. Tonight, I should say, shouldn't I? Because it'll be tonight. First one sweater day, one sunset basket of logs, two blankets suffice tonight. 1st of March. Hiker's haiku. Red bench haiku. By Henny Arthstud and a pillbox from the Second World War. So that's it. Red bench haiku, 21st of March. Beautiful ponies here when they're out. Beautiful mountain ponies. 21st of March, red bench haiku. First one sweater day, one sunset basket of logs, two blankets suffice tonight. You could say two blankets will, how about that? Two blankets will suffice tonight. A few more L's in there. There we are. And there will be, I promise next time, Joni Mitchell at the Isle of Wight. 1970, I found out. It's nice to know where you were.
Following our serendipitous meeting on International Poetry Day, Lawrence continued his walk and found inspiration after passing through 5-bar wooden gates and 7-bar steel gates to continue editing his haiku.
Hi, Don. Our red bench haiku is now 21 syllables for the 21st of March, 2021. First day of spring. They wear one home knit layer. From dusk on, half basket of logs. Tonight, single blanket will do.
Okay, I was working on a poem for some time in February, for weeks, and I'm going to read it tonight, but the finished version. I believe that poets sometimes communicate through what I call back channels, sort of like mysterious ways they communicate. And I don't try to overanalyze this or even think about how or why or anything like that. sort of like the Irish Dement song, I just let the mysteries be. I was working on this poem called In Extremis, and I believed it was nearly finished. And so at about 11 o'clock one night in mid to late February, I had a friend on Facebook posted that Lawrence Ferlinghetti had died. And she posted this news to me with a poem, which I don't think I'd ever remember reading before. And it was called Poetry as Insurgent Art. And I'm going to read that. It's very brief. Poetry as insurgent art. I'm signaling you through the flames. The North Pole is not where it used to be. Manifest destiny is no longer manifest. Civilization self-destructs. Nemesis is knocking at the door. What are poets for in such an age? What is the use of poetry? The state of the world calls out for poetry to save it. If you would be a poet, create works capable of answering the challenge of apocalyptic times, even if this meaning sounds apocalyptic. You are Whitman, you are Poe, you are Mark Twain, you are Edna St. Vincent Millay, you are Neruda, Mayakovsky, Pasolini. You are an American or a non-American. You can conquer the conquerors with words. So I read that poem and I realized that I was sort of on a similar track, but not quite reaching where I wanted to go. So I decided to dedicate this poem I'm going to read to Lawrence Ferlinghetti, but not before I did like a serious rewrite of it. And so I'm going to read that poem right now for you all. This poem is called In Extremis. There's a stampede. Grab your hats and coats. It's time to run for the lifeboats. Oh, say, can you see? The lifeboats are all ready. Their seats are full of money. The upwardly mobile, rich and famous, for years without end. They failed to provide for the likes of us. Once again, once again. This is no time, no, there is no time to worry about appearances of hypocrisy. We can't allow mercy. This is a time to build famine walls. The beggars and thieves out there remain, willing to die for a healthy potato rolling across the floor like a live grenade. They can kill, we have to protect ourselves, and still they fall down or go around or just leave town. Oh, the horror. In this ancient village, we all have always lived alongside one another. And I swear to you, we were not always like this. Sing a song for the Romulans. They have just won one big toss of the cosmic dice, and now they are not very nice about sharing their great fortune. They say, giving even a few drops of their golden elixir away to their cousins, the Vulcans. In a plague year, that would be the worst. Every life on Romulus must come first. Of course, that's merely science fiction. Yet it's a story with a script written on Earth for some reason. We all hang in the balance of this counting house mess. This way or that, a little more, a little less, a mere statistic, traveling the path of least resistance through an epidemic. No one must now be a spy to live and let die. Why do we cut corners with other people's lives? We must create precedents for respectful institutional arrangements, for one and for all. The weak and strong seeking justice together is the only hope for something really better. Let slow and steady win the hearts of the human family. Treat the health of our whole world like it is a lonely, homely, fragile ship inside something empty, because it is us in all humility. We all have to die in the final act. Why ought any one of us ever be left with no essential security, stripped of every bit of dignity? No, that is distinctly not necessary. If we consider what is fair in solidarity, besides mere expediency and our precious liberty, because the craziest new natural law has just been borne out. an axiom, not weak sentimentality. If you are not healthy, you can make my life miserable. You could even kill me accidentally without any personal animosity. This is the new guarantee, the overriding reality. The more equal we make us and our individual strength, the better it will be for everyone. So at long last, a movement towards cooperation and away from the growth of doomsday, of survivor, war, and nation against nation, leaving so many poor persons perpetually at the margin in the name of progress, scraped off like mud off a boot. Before us now is our choice and our lesson for every future generation. There'll be a story they tell about us, my friend, for years without end, when we are gone and our time is all done. May the tale not be told like that of a sinking ship, an ancestor of Titanic. The William Brown hit an iceberg in the North Atlantic, went down to the bottom of the sea in the 19th century. In 1841, landless immigrants from Scotland and Ireland, men, women, children on a ship with no provision, no place to run. Afterwards forgotten, as it turned out, recklessly, because there was subsequently a well-known epic failure to reform their most vital laws of the sea. So may our progeny in time not see shows of us as bystanders amidst peril and deprivation, shows of us looking at every fellow human, even our neighbors, from a safe distance, looking at another person's face, which a machine has flatly recognized, then tagged, and finally fit indescribably yet comfortably into the palm of our hand, behind a blinding blue light, one among the multitude desperately hoping to hold on to life. Another person's face that's come to us across this cold, competitive space in this year where, in spite of everybody, it's still too much like business as usual, where hope and fear are the springs of industry. And now for jumping the anonymous queue too. In each and every cupcake land, today we're getting jabbed and jabbering away. We're somebody's smiling and are taking our so long awaited selfies. Meanwhile, in the periphery of our mirror, we can also see who doesn't count and who is not counted. The amazing mathematical inequality, which not surprisingly turned out very deadly in a hurry. The haves and have-nots, both in plain sight. Once again, we will have a chance to get it right this time with nothing less than the clearest vision to the establishment of what indivisible good is possible for me, you, everyone. An end to isms, rifts, schisms, and an end to ifs, rifts, and schisms. I lost my place, sorry. An end to ifs, rifts, and schisms, and every individual sense of supremacy or race supremacy. In all places, everywhere life can be secured with dignity, now, in the future, in the city, in the country, in every country, at the periphery, even at the far reaches of the galaxy, as well as the open sea, eternally. Thank you.